I'm just having a look at this
Yeah.
line now, and
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming today. My name is Tony Wakeland. I'm the county's Manukau Police Road Policing Manager. Police are now in a position to release more details following yesterday's tragic crash in Ramarama, which claimed the lives of 3 people. Emergency services were called to the crash on State Highway 1 near Ramarama off-ramp at about 1:47 p.m. At this point, the crash is being investigated by the Serious Crash Unit, but what I can say is that initial indications suggest the truck travelling southbound has had a tyre blowout. This has caused the truck to crash through the barrier wires and travel onto the northbound lanes, where it has collided with a van and 2 other vehicles. The van was carrying 6 people. The 3 deceased were killed on impact, and the other 3 were transported to hospital. The 3 that died were aged 45, 37 and 32. Formal identification procedures are continuing to take place. However, we can confirm that those in the van were seasonal workers due to return home to Samoa later this week. A 21-year-old male remains in a critical condition. 2 other men aged 42 and 39 remain in hospital with moderate injuries. 2 people in one of the other vehicles were treated for minor injuries. The truck driver was treated for minor injuries and has since been discharged from hospital. On behalf of police, I wish to extend our sincere sympathies to the family and friends of those who have been caught up in this dreadful event. This was an horrific crash, and we're continuing to provide support for everyone affected, including our staff who attended the scene. Police would also like to hear from anyone who witnessed the crash or might have dashcam footage. Please get in touch with us. I'm happy to take a couple of questions.
We know that obviously the truck went through the median barrier. I mean, how concerning is this, and should it have stopped the truck? Are you concerned about the safety on the stretch of road?
That's certainly one aspect of the investigation. Every aspect of the investigation will be analysed by our Serious Crash Unit, and that's certainly one thing we'll be looking at. And of course, we're working with our partners, NZTA, in relation to that as well.
This must have been a harrowing scene for emergency services, that are relatively used to this sort of thing, not to mention the motorists that just got out of their cars. I mean, can you give us an idea of what that was like yesterday?
Well, it's indescribable. It's horrific. As you've said, our staff are sadly used to attending these sort of incidences, but when it gets to this sort of magnitude and the number of people involved, the number of fatalities, and the extent of the injuries, it's really horrible for them to attend. And members of the public that stopped originally, I'd like to thank them for their assistance before emergency services arrived. That was fantastic.
Do you think a stronger barrier would have prevented?
That's not something I can comment on at this point in time. That's part of the investigation, and certainly, as I said earlier, we're working with NZTA to look at that.
As you said, the tyre on the truck blew out. Was there more that could have been done to stop this being such a horrific crash? That seems like an accident, but what more could have been done?
Again, same principle applies. We'll be looking at everything, including the tyre and whether anything could have been done prior to that. Or everything could be analysed to the nth degree, because we want to make sure that we keep people safe on the roads and we don't have these deaths occurring again. So.
This comes after a triple fatality in Geraldine down south last week. That's not the news that police want to be dealing with.
No,
what's
it's not.
your message to motorists at the moment?
Well, look, in all honesty, this is one of those tragic ones which is very difficult to prevent. We like to keep people safe on our roads, and that's why we all come to work every day to do that. And by doing enforcement work and keeping people safe on the roads, that's our job. But every now and again you get something like this which occurs, which is very hard to prevent, and it's just a real tragic, sad accident.
Have any children been involved among the people? Is that correct?
No, not to my knowledge.
These are seasonal workers from Samoa, of course. What kind of support, police offering to the seasonal workers here as well?
Sure. We've certainly got a big wraparound with everyone involved in this dreadful incident, including our Māori Pacifica Ethnic Services. They're looking after family They're dealing with the consulate. They've done a lot of hard work behind the scenes. We've had our local Māori ethnic services bless the scene. So we're doing everything we can to wrap around people to keep them safe and to provide that sort of level of comfort that one can in this really serious incident.
There's been a temporary concrete barrier, I think, put up in the meantime after the stretcher stay home was closed overnight. Are you confident that that is enough for the time being? People are still going fast down that road, and this was a tragic accident, but you don't want there to be another one.
Yeah, of course. I've been working with NZTA in relation to that, so they've assured us that that's a safe. We certainly wouldn't open the roads if it wasn't safe, so there's no need for the public to be concerned about that.
What other kind of lines of investigation are police looking at? I mean, we're still asking for dash cam footage and things like that.
Sure.
So what are the sort of next steps?
We do a very methodical investigation of all crashes, and this is no different. Every single element, including road factors, drivers factor, vehicles, everything that forms, I guess, the final outcome of the crash will be investigated to the nth degree. And if there's any learnings from that or any culpability, then that's something we'll be bringing towards our investigators.
Are you aware whether the truck had a warrant of fitness?
I'm not aware of that at the moment. I have no reason to believe that it didn't, but I haven't got the details with me.
Are you able to comment on the possibility of charges being made?
Certainly far too early to look at anything like that at the moment. As I say, there's a big investigation to go. There's lots of weeks of hard work by our staff to find out what occurred, and then those sort of questions will be asked.
Just take one off. There are a few people who went live, some of the motorists who obviously got out and went live at the scene. Are there any consequences there, or something you've been looking into?
Look, can I just say I thought that was disgusting. It really was. I mean, I saw some of the footage. It was filmed before emergency services arrived. There were close-ups of people deceased in the van and injured lying on the road. As I say, I thought it was horrible, as did a lot of my colleagues. That's not acceptable. We should not be doing that. And I say to the people that are filming that, how would you feel if that was your family? If it was your family in that vehicle and a relative saw them at the scene deceased, how would you feel? So please refrain from doing that. We had a small element that turned up that were fantastic and offered assistance. Then we get another small element that were filming, spreading it live around social media.
Just to add to that, if it's okay, how would you, I guess, ask motorists to handle those situations? Those situations when it comes to that, because obviously a lot got out with their video cameras and it's disturbing. How would you recommend they go about it?
Don't do it. It's no one else's business. There's all these people there that are dying or have died. We need to look after them and wrap around them and focus on them, not filming it to the world to see on social media. That's not what we're about. As I say, there were other people that stopped, helped, did a tremendous work, did their best to assist those that were involved in the crash. The other ones that should be applauded. The ones that stood there filming, nah, they shouldn't be.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.